Basketball used to be the most accessible sport in America. That was part of the beauty. You didn't need a whole lot to start. A ball, a hoop, maybe a broken backboard in your neighborhood, a milk crate on the pole in the alley. Hell, even a coat hanger and a sock in your bedroom became your basketball court. And for generations, that accessibility mattered. It meant that kids from communities that didn't have much still had a way. Basketball was never supposed to be a luxury activity. It was never supposed to be something where your opportunity depended on how much money your family could spend. But somewhere along the way, the culture shifted. Now the question isn't, can you play? The question is, can your family pay? Can they pay for the circuit? Can they pay for the travel every weekend? Can they pay for the tournaments? Can they afford the gear? Can they invest in the trainer everybody says you need? Can they get you the exposure? Can they be in the right gym in the right city at the right time in front of the right people? Because that's how the game is being sold now. Not just a sport, but a race. And if you miss one step in the race, people act like you're done. That pressure affects everybody. It affects the kids because now they're not just playing for the love of the game. They're carrying the weight of investment. Every missed shot feels expensive. Every bad weekend feels expensive. Every tournament feels like some huge evaluation moment. It affects the parents because they're constantly wondering, am I doing enough? Am I putting my child in the right position? Should I be spending more? Should I switch teams? Should I pay for more training? Are we getting behind? And it affects communities too, because the more sports become privatized, commercialized, and pay-driven, the more local access shrinks. The old school neighborhood model gets pushed aside. The rec league, the local gym, it just doesn't carry the same weight. The park, the park is empty nowadays. It don't even count. Everything becomes about branded teams, national circuits, tournaments, and visibility. And look, I understand some of this evolution. I do. The game is bigger now. There's more media, more scouts, more attention, more opportunity in some ways. And yes, some programs are doing great work. Some coaches are legit mentors. Some AAU teams genuinely open doors for kids. Some families do get real value from the structure, competition, and exposure. This isn't me saying organized youth basketball is dead. It's not. There's real development happening. There are real opportunities being created. Two things can be true at once. The sport can be growing and still becoming less accessible. There can be more opportunities overall and still fewer pathways for low-income families. That's the tension. Because when people say youth sports are more competitive now than they've ever been, that's true. When they say the level of skill is higher than ever, that may be true in a lot of places. When they say there are more events and more exposure than ever, that's also true. But here's the question nobody wants to ask. Who gets access to all of that? That's the real issue. Because if access is tied to income, then the sport starts looking for more money before they look for more talent. And once that happens, we're not looking at a pure merit system anymore. We're looking at a pay-to-play system pretending to be merit-based, and that's dangerous, especially in a sport like basketball, where so many of the stories we celebrate come from kids who did not come from privilege. We celebrate the grind. We celebrate the underdog. We make documentaries about the humble beginnings. We tell love stories about kids who came from nothing and made it. But then the structure around the sport quietly becomes more expensive every year. So which is it? Do we want the game to belong to everybody, or do we want it to belong to the people who can pay for VIP access? Because that's what it comes down to.